morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good day class. Today we will be having our English class very briefly. But before then, we'll be looking at something very important, which is how to take notes, how to make notes. Now, our topic today is reading chapters of books and making notes. Now, before we proceed, making notes, there are principles that comes with effective note making. Those principles are what we are going to look into now. Number one principle of effective note making is note only the important main points. Now, if for instance you are reading a comprehension and you are asked to make a note, your own note from that comprehension, what do? You go for the important point. It's not that you are going to write everything from the comprehension or everything a lecturer is actually teaching. Take for instance, you are in the university and a lecturer comes into the class and he's talking. Sometimes students don't know what to do. They will just be looking at the lecturer. At the end of the lecturer leaves the class. They won't get anything. But very serious students, and as a good student, the first thing you must learn is how to make notes. Even from speech that you hear, even from verbal and oral lectures. So how to make notes is that you pick out the main points, either from a speech, either from an oral lecture, or from a reading comprehension. Now, you make out the point. Then number two, you note the supporting details and look out for the irrelevant digressions. How do you note the supporting details? When you have made your point, that is, it's like listing out the main point. Then you need to find the supporting details that goes with what you have listed out. Because any teacher or any comprehension you're reading, when they are explaining to you or they are telling you about a story or about a passage, or the lecturer is giving you a lecture, he's going to make reference to the points that he's making. So those references are your supporting details. You put it alongside. You can have your own jotter where you jot all these things down. So the next one, this is number 3, outline the main ideas from the books or passages that you have read. What are the main ideas? Because after you have gotten your point listed out, what is the main idea of that passage? What is the lecturer trying to drive at? What is the lecturer talking about? So you need to outline the main idea from the book. It could be a handout given to you to go and study. And then you want to read over 200 pages, 300, 400 pages. You don't know what to do. It looks so cumbersome. It looks so tiring. The first thing you need to do is what? You note the important main point. The second is what? You note the supporting details and look out for irrelevant digressions. The next thing, which is the third point, is what? Outline the main idea from the book. What is the main idea of that book? If it is an oral lecture, what is the main idea of the oral lecture? Number 4, you summarize the main ideas. Sometimes in a textbook or your oral lecturer is giving you a point, but the idea that is given to you is more than one. It could be 3, it could be 4, and then you begin to see how are you going to get all these things listed together. What you need to do, you draft a place where you are going to list out the main idea of that lecture, main idea of that passage, what you have read, main idea from the book, main idea that you have read. Then you summarize everything down. The number 5 point is make your notes very short. Make your notes very short. Use keywords and key phrases for easy reference to aid memory. Now, this number 5 point is one of the most important points or one of the most important principles of effective note making. You want to make a note. How do you do that? What are you supposed to do? Here it is. Make your notes very short. don't dump everything in the textbook. You don't dump everything that the teacher is teaching you. You don't dump everything that the oral lecturer is saying into your notes. No, you draft out your main point and then you make it very short for easy memorization. Then you use keywords and key phrases that will make you to remember quickly. Like when, where, what happened, at what place, at what time. Those are the key points. Now, do you understand the 5 principles I've given you on effective note making? Do you understand them? You are now going to make a note of your whole using these principles. Are we clear? Alright, try that. I believe I've taught you what summary is all about, and those of you that have not joined our online lessons for summary, more videos will be coming out for you to learn summaries. Now we are in our physical class, and the number the second part of the class. Today we are doing our continuation of active and passive sentences. Let me do a roundup of the active sentences. That is what we just did. We talked about the action words, the words